So to watch it from the national perspective. So now the national perspective is supposed to be helping all the state commissions and help build that infrastructure and help build AmeriCorps and some of the, it is a difficult field in the sense that there is a lot of controversy about should you pay for service. And that's historically that's sort of been the Republican viewpoint, that why should we have to pay for people to serve? Why should we pay for AmeriCorps, which it's really not paying, it's a stipend. I mean, and then the Democratic, that's why they made it national community service. So national service versus community service. And it strikes me that our governor, John Engler, who was a Republican, very strong Republican, wouldn't even think of that. Wouldn't even think we shouldn't build this infrastructure. You know what I mean? Because he understood the value of service. He understood that our country was built by volunteers. They weren't paid, right? So the Corporation for National Community Service then tried to really help on a national front. There are a lot of competing issues about that. It's sort of in diametric opposition to sort of my experience on our state commission. And I'll tell you why. In our state commission, as we were just talking, we need Michigan AIDS Fund. We start Michigan AIDS Fund. We need helping to build the community foundation movement. We helped it. We need IDAs. We do that for poor people, right? We do that. The Corporation for National Community Service, every time I tried to start an initiative to help build that infrastructure, it really was difficult through a government structure. So it was the bureaucracy, really, because I had started with Patrick, when he was there, we had started raising money as a private enterprise, like Kellogg put up some money. Because what actually happens is, this is what happens in, especially these times, you have matching funds coming, you have government funding, federal funding coming down to the local level. In order to pick up those AmeriCorps, the agencies on the local level have to come up with matching funds. The economy since obviously 2008 has been so dreadful that a lot of these local agencies can't pick up the AmeriCorps. Now, AmeriCorps and Vista really help build that volunteer infrastructure, help build some of the parts of the field that these agencies can't do because they don't have funds. So now you have, like, my personal experience is Greening of Detroit, where they were building community gardens. And my mother was really funding a lot of this too. But so you have AmeriCorps being able, the Greening of Detroit can't pick up that AmeriCorps. So now the AmeriCorps volunteer has to be lost, right? So now, as a private, in the private sector, we should know about that, right? We should know, and because it wasn't much. Well, you could get somebody to put up $5,000 who has the money to pick up, and now this agency can do its work, right? So we thought, I had this idea that if we could start a fund to pick up these dollars, because I really felt that people on the grassroots knew, or Kellogg put up $250,000 for AmeriCorps in the rural areas in Michigan, that we would be able to do it. Well, that sort of stopped because there's all sorts of constraints, and understandably so, on raising funds. The corporation can't be seen as fundraiser, and so it's just a lot more difficult to get things done with government. So I don't know, but I have enjoyed just being part of that, but really I enjoyed it more so in Michigan.